I ended a 4-year relationship over a cracked windshield. Could be a real story, could be a movie script, but I may or may not have had a girlfriend from college that I dated for like 3.5 years, okay? And at one point, I had committed to taking a job and moving up to the East Coast, okay? I am uprooting my life and moving to do something that I didn't want to do. But I was going to do it for a girl. They're also like 4 weeks out from her sister's wedding, which I'm in because I've dated this girl for almost 4 years, okay? We had been fighting on and off for a while at this point. And honestly, we can have an honest conversation about this. I feel like a lot of guys might be able to relate to this. Is like I was so close with her family. And when you get super tight with, like, honestly, like to this day, like, I wish I could, like, text your dad and be like, hey, you trying to drink? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So, like, just when you get tight with somebody's family, that's the toughest part about relationships over the years is, like, I loved her whole family. So it's like, that's tough, right? And it's like, even though we didn't get along, like, she's still one of my best friends, right? But eventually you hit this point, like, I swallowed a lot in that relationship. Like, we didn't agree on the COVID vaccine. I'll let you guys decide which person was which on that, and how you would, like, take modern medicine, how your kids would take modern medicine, you know. But the biggest realization that I had, all that shit aside with disagreements on life shit and stuff, I think if you really love somebody, you can work through, I don't care what it is, religion, politics, whatever, you really love somebody, you'll work through all that shit. The biggest thing that I had a realization on was any time that I was being the person that you get on this microphone, being myself, we were fighting. So when you hit that moment of realization where it's like, every time I'm being myself, it's a problem. Maybe we shouldn't date anymore, right? When I broke up with her, she was very upset, and rightfully so. The timing and the way I did it, that could have been better. I had a lot of immaturities going on that I could have worked on, okay? But let me say this in all sincerity. One thing that I did do is I kept my word. She always told me, if you ever want to break up, and this was our agreement, if you ever want to break up with me, you do not drag your feet. You do it. And I did that shit. I was getting fucking ripped because I literally had my car packed. I'm about to uproot my entire life with my fucking family, and everyone on here knows how close I am with my family and friends, to move 8+ hours away and work. I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. But I was going to do that. And then I had this realization. I come outside. My car windshield is fucking cracked. Like fucking 12 inches right across. And I'm like, whether it's an excuse or not, that's not safe to drive all the way up to 8 hours. What if I get hit by something? What if I get fucking my head chopped off? Are the odds slim? Sure. Does that give me an couple extra days with my family? Absolutely it does. So I call it, hey, babe, not coming up when you want me to. Probably going to take another week. Got to get my windshield replaced. You're doing this because you fucking don't want to come up here. You always fucking go back on your word, because I had. And that's one thing. I'll own that shit. I said I was going to move in like 12 times. Because you know how it is, like when you're dating someone, like, oh, yeah, I'll move in. Then you go home, like, I'm not moving in yet. I'm not ready yet. Yeah. And my always go-to was, this is a good one, guys, if you ever need this. We weren't 25 yet. Your brain's technically not fully developed until you're 25. That was always my go-to. But in all seriousness, like, could I have handled it better? Do I miss hanging out with her family as friends? I do. But I don't miss her. And I feel like that's the biggest fucking problem, right? Like, I can't honestly sit here and say, literally broke up with this chick, what happened? I got a new job, I got a house. I don't think anything bad happened. Like, my life got better, you know? So that's one thing, like, if you guys just, honestly, just for guys in general, I know it's fucking hard, because, like, there's a lot of girls that, like, you get emotionally attached to, right? Or you start to kind of take on, when you're in a relationship with anybody, like, you take on their emotions. So it's like, if you have someone that's got a lot of stuff going on and they're kind of delicate, it's like, I want to be there for that person. But eventually that gets to the point where, like, it's bad for me. You know, not even dragging you down, but it's more so just like, fuck, dude. Like, the best way to word it was like, she was a delicate person in a lot of areas. And me being myself, that put a lot of stress and anxiety on her. So, like, her family loved that. Her family loved me getting drunk at the beach, ripping my fucking shirt in half, going into a bar, slapping down my McGlovin ID, right? And I had a fucking blast with her family. You know what I mean? But the biggest thing about it was, that part that they loved, that stressed her out so much. And my lifestyle, that was the biggest thing, was like, I want to be a fucking TikTok movie script writer. So, like, sure, she could say all she wanted, that she supported that and stuff. But when you look at the actions, she didn't believe that was going to happen. And even if she did believe it, she sure as hell didn't agree with it, you know? Yeah, so that's just one of those things, like, for everyone out there, the reason I'm telling this story is, like, you just have to make that determination in any relationship is, like, are you willing to work through, I think for the right person, you're willing to work through God knows what to make it work. And if you feel like you're a shell of yourself with somebody else, you probably shouldn't be with that person. Like, you got to be true to yourself. If you can't look yourself in the mirror and be like, I like who I am, I like the person that I am, and you can't own that, then it's never going to work out in a relationship. So I guess my biggest piece of advice with that is, like, get your shit right before you get in a relationship, because you can't try to fix yourself and fix somebody else. Talk to Tom. That I love. That I love. And